Shalom. All praises go to the Most High Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushua, Ba'ashem Al-Wahkwadash, double honors unto the elder apostles and great millstone for the teachings of the scriptures, among other things. Shalom to the sincere Hanke across the world. Now, I wanted to do a quick video concerning this thing right here. It says here, you can now choose if you want to allow third-party companies to use your content and train AI models in studio settings under third-party training. They're lying to you. But the fact that they're asking you this makes me think of another type of thing that I saw, which is also the truth. But I'm going to show you what they're doing, right? Concerning the AI training and all that type of stuff. So, 2 Corinthians chapter 2, verse 11. Lest Satan should get an advantage of us, for we are not ignorant of his devices, his mannerisms, his ways, his plans, his schemes. His plans, his plots, his methods, you know, or trick with a particular aim. He's trying to trick you into doing something, right? And okay, I'm gonna leave these scriptures for the rest. You know, our people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. The fear of the Heavenly Father is the beginning of wisdom, and the Lord will awaken to visit all the heathen. They're gonna get what they deserve. But let's check this out first. So they want you to participate in their training of the AI models, but only in studio settings under third-party training. Yeah, this is what they actually are going to do, and they're doing it. They've been doing it for a few decades now, for a few years now. I think it's a few decades. I think it's since 2001. So that's yeah, 1 decade is 10 years, right? So but anyway, check this out. So I googled fake AI videos and stuff like that. How can you spot deepfake? Okay, this is about the deepfake. AI scammers create fake videos. Okay, this is real. Now check this out, because I also had a video which I saw, which was titled some Asiatic guy did this. I think yeah, here this guy, this Asiatic guy, right? I think he's Japheth actually. I don't know, I'm not sure. He could be Chinese, but I'm not sure. But he was talking about it, right? He did a few good documentaries also concerning a few hackers and stuff like that. But yeah, he was talking about that there are a few fake videos who are ruining YouTube because it's messing with their money. But anyway, so that we know. Okay, so now if you watch this, I'll put all these links in the description box so you could check everything out for yourself if you have the time, right? I watched this video, right? And this guy does great documentaries, but you know, a lot of people are interested in these so-called thug niggas, whatever, of our people. That shows you that even in criminality, the Jacob descendants are still lusted after by everyone on the world. So I clicked on this. This guy is original. Well, I would think. Right. So
to another episode of Swamp Stories. For this video,
but basically, if you watch this video and then you go watch this video, it's the same thing. Only this one is fake. This one is like 5 months ago. This one is a year ago. This one is my man. And if I listen to it, and the first I catch it right away because they pronounce names unreal. They pronounce names as how you read it, not as how you say it. So that's when I caught on, like, this thing is a software.
And they apparently had the blessing of the portions of China.
8 trade gangs.
The same name in Los Angeles.
Indicted led by
of wild stories, and this one about a unique organization is among the most bizarre. Unlike
Believe me, man, if you watch these two documentaries, it is the same thing. Only the narrator is a little bit, it sounds different. But when you hear him talking certain words, you be like, that is a software. That's not a real person. And you have to understand, it's the rich and elites are behind all these softwares, and they are also behind all these websites where you can pay money to make a picture through a so-called AI, that software. And every time you're using that software is getting smarter and learning more and more. That's what they want you to participate in. But it goes deeper than that, because they're going to make you participate, but they're going to make money off of it. Wait, let me go back to over here. Just okay. So I'm gonna leave these two videos in the description box so you can check it out for yourself, right? These two. Check them out and listen carefully to them and listen to the words that he's using. This one. And first listen to this one, which is the original, and then you listen to this one, which is literally a copy of that. Paste it. Is really good done if you don't know. If you don't know this video, then you would not know. But yeah, I know that video by coincidence, so I saw it and I was like, oh shit, and I listened to it and I was like, wow, they're repeating but saying it in a different sentence, and also sometimes it's the same sentence, you know. Anyway, so oh yeah, this I grabbed because of this guy is an old adulterer and he died funny, so I wasn't even going to talk about it. But anyway, it says here the headline is he survived the 80s 90s of LA. He survived the 80s 90s of LA to be killed over alleged smashing someone's wife. Yeah, you talking shit. And he was in the movie with Denzel also, and I'm gonna get to Denzel later. The book of Sirach 25 verse 2. Three sorts of men my soul hated, and I am greatly offended at their life. A poor man that is proud, a rich man that is a liar, and an old adulterer that doted. Dote? Which is, no. Dote. Hey, what the? Oh, here, dote. Here. To love to an excessive or foolish degree. He really enjoyed it. And that's why he did. So, also, what are they doing? These Edomites with these so-called softwares and so that so-called AI, they're faking the funk. They're putting up these type of labels because they know that, look, the Edomite race is a deceiving race. Even the people in the comment board saying stuff like, I love how you put a black man on your cover, and everyone you talk about in this video is an Edomite. That thumbnail is diabolical work. Black thumbnail, but mostly Edomite characters, Edomite list actually. Do it on the thumbnail, not even in the lineup. The reason I'm showing you this is to show you that these people are liars. They're snake-tongued devils. They love to slander. That is their job. That's their mission upon the planet Earth. Psalms chapter 50 and 20. Thou sittest and speakest against thy brother. Thou slanderest thine own mother's son. Esau did that. And he's doing that until the day of his extermination. Well, until the day of the end of his rule is shit. Because in the day of that, he's not going to be in powership anymore. Okay, so now I will start reading the articles, right? Okay, check this out. Everybody knows about this stupid thing. I found it so stupid. It was crazy to me. I saw all these grown men and grown females, yeah, doing all these things. Just, I don't know, it was just crazy to me. Grown men and grown women doing all these crazy things, walking upon the earth. I was like, wow. But anyway, Pokemon Go. Players are training AI model to see the world. That's what you've been doing, because they started in 2016, and it goes even deeper than that, because all this thing is linked to CIA, but it's in the guise of Nintendo. Pokemon Go is helping to fill in parts of the world that lack mapping data. That's the same thing that you're going to be doing here if you actually start helping them train their model to actually eventually come up against you. That's what the Edomite does. Slave work and stuff like that, and then later on they use it against you with anything that they do. Yeah, in the movies, what do? Movies like Mission Impossible. First you work for them, you know, you're your asset, and then you know too much, now you need to die. They always do that in them spy movies. Always they turn against the guy that was the greatest asset of them, because he's the most dangerous. He knows all their secrets. He can expose them. He knows their tricks. So they need to get rid of him. And then they murder a lot of, man, they murder so many of them. They start glorifying them in the movies as if in real life they're going to get away with it. They're not getting away with it. They're being killed left and right. But they think they're patriotic. That's why you always have the bad guys. If you watch this movie, Mission Impossible, which is the first time I did it this year, it was great movies. Now I have so many information concerning examples that I can give by referring you to that movie or those movies. There was one with I think it was Rogue or something like that. Yeah, I misspelled it. Mission Impossible movies. Let me see. I don't know if it's this one. I think it's this one. And then I need to watch the cast. Then I will see. Yeah, this guy. This guy is actually the good guy. Because he broke away from the governments and stuff like that and started to actually. He said, I'm not doing this for me. I'm doing this for the people. We are the last forefront or frontline soldiers, basically, against them, because they're going to take over the world and do stuff like that. So we need to do this. But then you have, of course, this one that's helping the government, and he think he's doing a good job. You know, he think he's good. Just like how you have the slave descendants, right? The Israelites, the so-called Negros, Latinos, and Indianos. When you speak to them concerning Esau being the devil that he is, right? They're going to be like, no, we can't be as bad as them. We need to be better than them. We shouldn't be shown. I'm looking at you. Wow. Because he really think that he's righteous. He really think that he's good. Because he really believes it. Just because you believe something doesn't mean you're right. I'm not telling you to pick up arms. I'm telling you to arm your mind. You know? Be wary of the devil. Be knowing of the devil. Right? If you don't know, that's how you get destroyed. So arm your mind. Arm your spirit with the armor of the Heavenly Father. Right? Okay, so going back to over here. So it says here, so this is what they dubbed the article, or this picture actually, is helping to fill in parts of the world that lack mapping data. And you might think, oh, why is that so bad? They just want to map everything. Well, you're going to find out that they actually do that for the military reasons also, and also just basically to control you all. And also, he think himself to be the Most High. He think himself to sit up in the seat of the Most High, and therefore his eyes shall be everywhere. And this is a very dangerous Edomite, to just let know everything. That's why when you in the Google Store app thing, they always just, why would an app ask you permission for your photos? What the hell does your photos have to do with anything concerning that app? You might have so-called good reasons. No app requires that. They're playing with you. They're asking you because they're going to do other things too. Just like the episode with South Park. If you agree to these terms, we are allowed to sew your mouth to the asshole of another contendant or another person that we so choose fit to choose. Here. I got the episode here for you. It's a legal site. You know what I'm saying? So don't even think about trying to flag me. It's a legal site. It's South Park Studios, which is here, South Park Studios. But then their website, this is their page on YouTube with a thing here. So that's official, and this is their official site, which is free. You can just join if you want to. You don't need to, but you're gonna catch a commercial every 30 minutes. In the half of the episode lasts 22 minutes or something like that. But you're gonna catch a commercial. Every half of the episode. And it's not a long commercial, so that's how they get paid, and that's how they keep it free. So it's not no pirated thing, so you devils don't even trip.
Here, by clicking agree, you are also acknowledging that Apple may sew your mouth to the butthole of another iTunes user.
By clicking agree, you agree that Apple is allowed to sew your mouth to the butthole of another user.
Oh boy. Apple and its subsidiaries may also, if well-being that shares one gastro tract. I'm gonna click on decline.
Then you can't use their software. Everybody that buys a new phone, an Apple phone, you have to click agree. And these Edomites are so brilliantly funny that they actually make a funny thing about it. Like, this is their way of making memes. You know what I'm saying? You got the stupid people making memes because they think they're deep like that, right? Nah, Esau is deeper. He makes a whole 22-minute episode just mocking you how dumb you are, how stupid you are, just going along with these type of things. And that is exactly what they're doing with they've been doing with the Pokemon Go since 2001. They was busy with that thing. But anyway, like I said, I'm gonna leave it in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Millions of Pokemon Go players who thought they were just playing a fun game might actually be Here they tell you that you're helping. Here it is might. They always got these little fancy words that they can bring doubt. He's the creator of doubt. Just like how Peter doubted Yahushua. You know, he doubted, and then Yahushua said, "O thou of little faith," and then he doubted, and then Peter almost died. So that's what doubt can do. So Esau is the creator of doubt. That's why when he speaks about herbs, and he doesn't say the word cure. He speaks about remedy and not symptoms relief, but that is what it does. He speaks about relieve you from the pain. He doesn't say cure you. He doesn't say that. He knows exactly the words that he chooses because he's a snake-tongued demon. Now, if you want to tell a lie, you need to know the truth so that you can dance around the lie as best as possible and not even make a gateway or a door available, open for a mistake, for him to actually stumble upon the truth. You know, right? Actually be helping to train AI models that can map the physical world. And that is the truth, because what did they do? They sent you out there. Yes, a Pokemon there. It's a Pokemon there. It's a Pokemon here. And you had people even going to where? Here. Okay. Pokemon going to nuclear facilities. That's where these people, it was the CIA. I'm gonna get to it in the story. They sent, look, you have in the movies you see it too. Sometimes the CIA is not always down with the FBI, and the FBI is not always down with the CIA. The FBI is not always down with the police officers, and the police officers is not always down with the FBI. And the military, the same thing. They are like basically kind of divided with each other to a certain degree, right? So they kind of fighting each other to a certain degree. But you have this organization trying to find out what type of secrets they have over there. Just like how you had the northern tribers fighting against the southern tribers. They was infiltrating each other and stuff like that, you know, because they was on a kind of war tip. Even though they are of the same nation, right? Same thing with the Russians and the Americans and the Europeans, the English actually. And yeah, they all had something with each other. Even though they're all against Russia, they still fight amongst each other also. You know, spying on each other and stuff like that. What was it again? Well, when was that? Yeah, 11 years ago, U.S. was caught spying on England. That show U.S. spy program, Edward Snowden. He brought that out too in 2014. But anyway, so OPG tells Pokemon Go players the Pickering nuclear generating station is no game. Okay. But why would they say that? Because there are no go zones. Even Pokemon monsters won't enter Japan's nuclear facilities. Yeah. That's not what was going on. You can play Pokemon Go in radioactive Chernobyl or Chernobyl, or whatever the hell they pronounce it. Why? Because they want to map out that place. They want to map it out. They're not going to go there themselves, but they're going to use a fun game in order to get you to go there. Keep Pokemon away from the Atom Bomb Memorial. Why? Because they was going there. Let me see. The Japanese city of Hiroshima has asked Pokemon Go creators to keep its virtual monsters out of memorials to victims of the atomic bomb, because they was going there. They would put a Pokemon here and you have to go film it. And the second that you film it, you mapped it. That's some smart shit right there. That's some real smart stuff. They also did it with the nuclear facilities and stuff like that. No, not to go to the nuclear plants, because they were going there. Here, U.S. commercial here. The highly popular cell phone game has found its way to a U.S. commercial nuclear plant. In America, they was doing that there too. So not just in Japan, not just in America. You can bet your behind they did it in India. They did it in other places also, where they have nuclear capabilities. But the public is too stupid to know that this is a psyop. This is like in the movies. You have these unwitting participants. They have no idea what the hell they're doing, but the government is using. It's just funny seeing all these things come to pass. While I'm looking at movies, I'm actually looking at real life scenarios. Like, this is the damn, they actually did that. They literally did that. They did that. They did that. They did that. That's what they've been doing, and that's what they're doing. But now it's coming out because they're making their own tongue to fall upon themselves. Like I said, I'm going to put all these links in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Recently, 3 teenagers persuade one of the strange-looking cartoon figures into the employee parking lot of the Perry plant at 3 in the morning. Instead of catching a Pokemon, they were caught by security officers and escorted off the property. Why? Because the people that own the game, the creators, they can put something here and be like, we don't have footage of that area over there. Hey, you idiots, go film here. I see a Pokemon. Is a rare Pokemon. Put him there. They're running. They're running to go film. And then they map that whole location because, let's say, if you have like 15 phones, yeah, it doesn't matter. You're going to cover every angle without even knowing, because the software can add angles to each other because it can recognize things faster than you, faster than people can. It's like a calculator machine. I can't do that. I can't count as fast as this. This is programmed by a man, yes, especially the physical one. But the programmer of this calculator in the physical form, he's not smarter than this thing. Well, it's not actually smarter. He can't calculate as fast as this, but he did program it to be able to do that. Wait, let me see something. A nuclear plant is not the place to be searching for Pikachu. No, but they want footage of that. They need it. They needed to map the world and stuff like that to do specific things. And I'm going to show you what kind of crazy things they've been doing for a long time now. But now they're showing you stuff like here in China and stuff like that. Oh boy, wait, I'm going to get to that. Right. So Pokemon Go set off a wave of paranoia in US intelligence. They're bugging the hell out because they're thinking to themselves like, what the hell? Why are these people all... Yeah, because the game is telling them to go to places that they want actually mapped. You know, just like Edward Snowden was saying. Edward Snowden was saying, look, the governments, they're actually... check this out. I have a better idea. A better example. So you can see it in your physical Hydra. Shield. And what did Captain America say when he came back basically from the dead? He said, shit, I was a patriot, so I died for my country and all that type of thing. But now that I came back, I don't want to do this no more because first and foremost, the Hydra is right here. They just switched side. Back in the days, I was fighting for my country, but now the same people that I was fighting are in the government. But you need to watch the movie in order for you to see that. Let me see. I forgot which movie. Marvel. It was Civil War, I think. I think it was Civil War. I'm not sure. Hydra. Hydra scene. By the way, the Hydra is Hail Hitler. You know? So who is in control of the CIA? Who do you think? It shows you right here. That's funny as hell. They're showing you in their movies, but they're changing the names. Urged not to venture into Fukushima, but because they were there. Because they was mapping it and stuff like that. Because they're that dumb. Authorities say stay away. Yeah. Because you don't know who's actually in power. But let me go back over here. So it says Niantic, the company behind Pokémon Go and other mobile games, released a blog earlier this month describing how it's using 3D data collecting in its games to create a large geospatial model. In the same way that large language models, such as those used to power ChatGPT, ChatGPT can accurately predict which word should come next in a sentence. They can do that, and Google has that since years ago. Google had that already, and guess what? This thing is all powered by Google, so they're busy. So large geospatial models will be able to infer what buildings and other physical objects should look like, even if they only have photography of part of them. So you might not went to the back, but they have seen, they can map the back of the place of the building or something like that, simply because of the vast amount of data that they have. They can do that, right? As humans, we have spatial, I don't even know how you pronounce that, spatial understanding. That means we can fill in these details on countless similar scenes we've encountered before. For example, if you go into a place, you would know where the toilet would be or something like that. You would know where the, I don't know, you would know where the elevator, well, you would know where the stairs would be. You would kind of, let's say you've never been into a place or a building, you'd kind of figure out where the stairs would be. You would kind of figure out where the elevator would be and stuff like that. You'd kind of figure it out. You know where the counter would be if you go in a hotel or something like that. You would kind of figure out where you could find a toilet or something like that. You know what I'm saying? Right? Read the blog post written by Niantic staff scientist Eric Branchman, or Brackman, whatever. Brackman, actually, yeah. Brackman. The chief scientist Victor Adrian, whatever. But for machines, this task is extraordinarily difficult. Even the most advanced AI models today struggle to visualize and infer missing parts of a scene or to imagine a place from a new angle. And yeah, you have that, but you have them, they're getting smarter. For example, multiverse Ash Ketchum diverse races. See? If I type this and I say create a picture, it doesn't know what I mean. It has no idea what I mean. But if I type in well, it's going to kind of actually know what I'm talking about if I put it specific. What the hell? If I put it specifically. But if you look at here, for example, you look at these things are much betterly done. You know, let me see here. Oh yeah, I shouldn't have pressed enter. It doesn't know what I mean. But if I type in, let me see, Ash Ketchum. Then it knows who I mean. If I add on something and look at the fingers and stuff like that. I have seen better ones, by the way. They're far more better. But the more you use this thing, the better the thing actually gets. But it's not going to be better now. It's going to be better later. But it's full of mistakes, especially with fingers and stuff like that. It doesn't really understand what you're saying. because it's not intelligent, it's not aware. It's just a software that is programmed to have millions upon billions of data on the planet Earth. Okay, so potential users, they're gonna use it against you. I'll show you that later, how they're gonna use it against you. So let me go here. Okay, so now you had the fake videos, right? Okay, cool. Well, this is the adultery guy. And this is, okay, slander. Okay, here it comes in. Now it says here, the CIA Pokemon Go app is doing what the Patriot Act can't. You may be surprised to learn that the Pokemon Go app, launched just 1 week ago, is the hottest thing on the planet right now. Now, how many have been downloaded? I think it was like 1 billion or something. 1 billion times. It has been downloaded 1 billion times. You know what that is? That is a potentiality of 1 billion times a billion data breaches or something like that. I don't know. I don't even know how you would say it. But basically, data that they can collect, they can map, they can do things, you know, because they're one family. It's actually 13 families, but it shows you that once these families come together, they can do a lot of things. And that's going to be happening in the future to come. The Jacob descendants are going to be in one consent, and we're going to rule the entire world. And all y'all going to be just messed up. But we're going to do it in righteousness. So it says here, to put into perspective just how popular this game is, it topped the App Store top grossing category within 24 hours of its release. Now, just 1 week out. This is, by the way, in 2000 something. I think I'm not sure. Wait. $2016, yeah. I just said it in the beginning of the video. Sorry. Just 1 week out, it has been downloaded an estimated 7.5 million times in 24 hours or something like that, But now, in total, is 1 billion. In the US alone, and generating an estimated 1.6 million a day for Nintendo. So now that they have 1 billion, trust me, that money is so high. I wouldn't even know what the hell that is. Just basically, you can kind of calculate it off of 7.5 billion. They get like 1.6 million a day. So go figure if it's 1 billion. So yeah. But here's the truly mind-boggling part. In just the first 2 trading days after the game's release, Nintendo's market value rose a staggering 7.5 billion. That's right, folks. This is not merely a game, it's a phenomenon. It is also prompting heists, violence, hoaxes, and hysteria. So it says here, some restaurants and businesses are already turning to cash in on their proximity to spot with a lot of in-game activity. On the less what? I don't even know what this word is.
Innocuous.
Oh, okay, innocuous. On the less innocuous side, like harmless, I think I said harmless, right? Yeah, it seems harmless, right? It seems definitely. You know, they look like they're not about to do something. Robbers are now using lures which attract Pokemon to a certain spot to lure gamers into being mugged. So, if criminals can use it against individuals, how much more can governments or actually agencies use it for a place that a car, for example, Google car cannot go everywhere. I'm gonna show you because this is a fact. A Google car, right? Now this is a place in Utrecht where we teach at. This is actually the other side of it. But here the car can come, right? But here, I've been through here with this app. I think I can do it again. See, okay, I've been through here. Now somebody must have came through here because the car can't come through here. Okay, wait. The car cannot come through here, and then I need to go there. Need to go there. Need to go. No, I just went back the way. What the hell? But anyway, check. Let me show you something here. See, it doesn't really go further, but I am able to go further. Hey, shit! Wait a minute. What the hell? It does go. I went there. Here. Oh no! Wait. Here. Hey, what the hell? It does go. Okay. I'm out. I'm on the other side. So I went through. it took a lot of pain or something like that. Not pain, but it didn't go fluent. So this is just one street that they most likely have. See, it's on a blocking type tip. But you can get there. But it's kind of irritating. See, it's not really perfect. But you have certain places that they can't really go, because if you go to other alleys, you're not gonna get into there because they couldn't go there. But with these apps and these telephones, they can tap in whether you want it or not, whether you know about it or not. They can tap in and just map off of that then, because they have the access. You gave it to them. You allowed them to come up in your phone and all that type of stuff. And this software, he can go around in 1 million telephones, for example, and then map this whole. Let's say one person made a picture of this store, and another person made a picture of this store. Another person was here, made a picture of this whole area, and another person made a picture of here, whatever. And then the software can put all these pictures together in one and make a whole complete of footage, like a whole complete map. That's what that thing can do, because it was programmed to do such. People wouldn't be able to do that. Even if you are the one that programmed that thing to do it, you're not going to be able to do it. Same way as I, for example, not I, but same way as if a person was to program a calculator back in the days, the physical one, he would not be able to out-calculate this thing. It's impossible. You can try if you want to. I don't think you can beat a calculator with calculating. Okay, so the criminals was doing it, right? How much more the governments? I mean, the governments are far more smarter than the criminals. A lot of these criminals often, actually, always think they're smarter than the police and stuff like that. You might outsmart them, but eventually, they might get you. Maybe not. Sometimes, they get away with it their whole entire life, like the elites of Esau. The police catch him, but what happens to the police? Let me see here. Here. 2 more police die by suicide. This is just a warning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And the other one was it's another video, but yeah. It's another video. And what did they see? They saw his laptop. Anthony Weiner's telephone. Computer. Wonder how many of these cops saw the files on Anthony Weiner's laptop. We can't let this story. You ain't gonna do nothing. 9 out of 12 cops, they killed themselves. And a few firefighters here. I don't know if this was a cop or a firefighter. No, sorry, this is a cop. Difficult believing they all suicide themselves. Yeah, Official Drip. Yep. The suicide cease. Okay. So, my uncle is that your family? I don't know. Maybe I don't know. It could be. Joseph. Who's the Joseph guy? Oh, this guy. Huh. It looked like an Italian. Yeah, but it's hard to believe all this is. So, Official Drip once more saw those things. Anthony Weiner laptop, Hillary, Huma. Official Drip again. It's already dead. You don't know what you're talking about. Meredith. So nobody really believes him in the comment board, and it is. But what you gonna do about it? You ain't gonna do nothing. You're fighting against the elites right here, and they got Satan. You're not going to win. Only the Lord can take these people down, and He will. So, okay, so the criminals use it, but the elites use it too. But they even use it better, and they use it convert. You can't, you don't really know that they're using it until they open their mouth and tell you. All you got is suspicions. Like, for example, here, these are just suspicions. You can't do anything. Even if you prove it, you know what's going to happen to you when you prove it? You can prove it? Oh, yeah? You got the proof? I think you're tired of life. You're depressed. You have a mental issue? No. What do you? Yeah, that's what's up going on. So, yeah, I don't want to read this. It's not really needed. So you can read this for the rest. You can read the rest of it for yourself if you have the time. If you're wondering what's going on here, oh yeah, also for hoax and stuff like that. You're not the only one. It seems the internet is flipping its collective lid over this app as the line between gaming and the real world gets blurrier. But perhaps all this pales in comparison to the game's terms and condition. Oh, so just like the skit from here, from South Park, there's a skit. There's the same thing here. The terms and condition. And by the way, they was talking about, you know, where is it here? What? Oh, this one. Let me see. Let me call it that. Okay, so I got another video here, right? So it says it shows right here. Let me see here. This one. I'm not gonna play everything. I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself.
We will teach them that poisons are good.
We will teach them that poisons are good. That's what they are teaching you. Oh, it doesn't matter. It's actually good for you. You know, a little bit of this is good for you. You know, here, take the syphilis experiment here. Here, take it. It's good for you. It's a good thing. You know, here, take the smallpox blankets. Take that. It's good for you. You know, keep you warm.
With fun images and musical tones.
With fun images and musical tones. And games, because that's what they're doing. I'm gonna stop that right there. Like I said, I'm gonna put the link in the description box so you can check it out for yourself. Now, concerning the films, here, listen carefully and understand why Obadiah chapter 1 verse 18 is written.
Industrial revolution of the 19th century, what humanity
Industrial revolution of the 19th century
basically learned to produce was all kinds of stuff like textiles and shoes and weapons and vehicles. And this was enough for very few countries that underwent the revolution fast enough to subjugate everybody else. What we're talking about now is...
He's telling you that it's not a lot of things needed. You don't need Gucci. You don't need all this nonsense. You don't need no Ferrari car. You don't need these things, man. You don't need to play golf. Bullshit. You know what I'm saying? You don't need these things, right? He's showing you. People didn't need that. Now they do. Why don't you take away your children's phone, see what happens to them? Yeah. They need it now. They want it. It's more like, you don't need a car. You don't need a Ferrari. You need some form of transportation. You don't need a mansion. You need a house to deck yourself against the elements. It's raining outside right now and it's cold. And if you don't know, if you don't know nothing about the cold and the rain put together, it hurts because it's cold and it makes you wet, which conducts the cold more. Just like how water conducts electricity even better and faster, and also copper and stuff like that. It's better for it. So when it's cold and it's wet, it can catch you quicker, right? So that's why you need a house in order to be dry.
It's like a second industrial revolution.
But people want a mansion. People want a Ferrari or whatever car they have now. I'm from the 90s, so I say Ferrari, so sorry about that. I don't know what they want right now with a Bentley or something like that. Something like that. Yeah. But they want that. And they want a big mansion and they want millions of dollars. You just need money to buy food and stuff like that. For example, you don't need $1 million. You want it.
But the product this time will not be textiles or machines or vehicles or even weapons. The product this time will be humans themselves. We're basically learning to produce bodies and minds. Bodies and minds are going to be, I think, the two main products of the next wave of all these changes. And if there is a gap between those that know to produce bodies and minds and those that do not,
they have the knowledge. So guess what? They're going to be able to control you. They're going to know things about you. They're going to program their software to know about you. That's why you had comedy cities in the back in the days. Sitcoms. You had sitcoms back in the days. You're looking at them sitcoms, be like, huh? How the hell do they know that Jake is like that? Because they study you. And they used to do it off of themselves. Now they got the software. It's going to go faster. We in the end times right now. Everything is going fast. Because they at the end.
Then this is far greater than anything we saw before in history.
Mm-hmm. It is greater than everything they saw before in history. Because they didn't have their... Look, you have this movie called... I'm going to say it again. Mission Impossible, but the last one, the one of 2024, if I'm correct, or 2023. Then you have something that is called the entity. And that entity is basically what they're describing here, which is something that they worship. You also had that in Ghost in the Shell. Ghost in the Shell? Yeah, this movie from the 1995. You should watch this one. This one is great. The new one, I'm not so into these colorful, weird looking things and stuff like that. This is more adult. This is more doper. This is more greater. I don't know how to explain it. You know, the 90s mangas was actually for grown people. It wasn't for children. You couldn't buy this if you was a child. You know, it says 18 on the package. Manga. That's how I learned what the name was until I heard in America they say anime. I'm like, I don't want to say anime. It's stupid. It sounds stupid. The thing is manga. That's what it is. Manga. But now I did learn that manga is actually a book. But I still say manga because it's dope. You need to know what I mean. But if they don't, I just say animation or anime or whatever. Which actually means soul. Anime goes into soul. Living organism. Because it's animated and it's not living, but through the animation it looks like it's alive, but it's not. But it's animated. Anyway, the one from 1995. There's a movie also. I don't know if I watched it actually. I think I did, but if I did, it was so insignificant that I watched it. Yeah, I watched it. Yeah, I remember this scene. Yeah. It's so insignificant that I didn't even remember it, but yeah. I need to watch it again. I probably have some more information now. You know, sometimes when you watch something the first time, you don't really catch it. And then you watch the same thing the second time and be like, I never noticed that. I never noticed he was wearing or she was wearing yellow shoes. Because now your attention is going to something else instead of their faces and the words that they say. Because you're going to want to look at them when they talk and do things. But if you already know what they're going to say, then now your eye is going to wander around. You might look at the background or in a scene or something like that. Like, huh? What's that? What's that? Then you press pause. You'll be like, oh, shit, okay. I never saw that. Okay, stuff like that.
And this time, if you're not part of the...
Oh, yeah, wait. You have another movie called... You had another movie called... what was it? No, it was a movie. Resident Evil, the computer. I forgot. It had a name. The computer girl, yeah. Yeah, but it had a name. The Red Queen. Right, so... What was it? It was a child that they had. So I think this one is the first one, the first thing. And then later on, you know, they got better technology. Then they could actually put like a hologram of the little girl, which was her daughter. But here you can see that this is not a real person. This is actually just a model of some made up character, like a 3D character, because their technology was not that good to put in movies. But later on, they actually made it better by, no, that's software, by just doing this, right? But what I'm trying to get to you with this is that they love to put dead people's brains in computer, like this movie named, let me see, I don't remember the names, man. I'm very bad at that, but I do know what I'm thinking. So Johnny Depp, I actually like this movie. It's amazing that I can't even remember the name. Robot movie. Maybe I should put, oh yeah, I see it. Transcendent. Watch this movie. I extremely like this movie. It's very good, very dope. It shows you what they're doing and what Jacob will be able to do minus the robot nonsense and stuff like that. Okay, so you had that part. You have this movie. They want to put the brain of a person in the computer so that the computer can think. Same thing with Ghost in the Shell. Same thing with the Resident Evil thing that I just showed you. The Queen thing, Mother thing. Here you have the movie named RoboCop. And what did they have in the RoboCop 2? RoboCop 2, by the way, from no, not this one. It was from 1990 something. Anyway, so the movie from RoboCop not chapter 2, movie 2 from the 90s, it shows you this. So you had this robot, but what was in there? Well, the brain of a criminal. He grabbed the brain of a criminal, which was in the computer. But this is the funny part. Esau took the brain of a criminal and then put it in a robot and made that robot into a cop. What could go wrong? That was in the robot. Okay, so now you have that movie. Then you have another movie with Denzel Washington called Ferocity. Also a great movie that you need to watch. The word means the quality of being extremely skilled at something. And in this case, he was the computer, the software was extremely skilled in everything. Because what happened was, so the psychopath, let me see. Denzel Washington is recruited to test out a new virtual reality program where the goal is to apprehend a computer-generated being called Sid 6.7, Russell Crowe, who has been modeled on hundreds of deranged criminals. Why are they doing this? Why are they taking criminals and trying to bring them back into a artificial realm, like how you call that thing, like a computer thing? Like back in the days, you had this movie called Lawnmower Man. All these movies is coming at really the best. I'm looking at it like I saw these movies and they're doing it. I'm like, yo, that's why you should watch Mission Impossible. See, I have not watched it. I have never watched it. I've seen it. I never watched it. I hated that guy. Tom Cruise. I never liked him. His face. Now I don't hate him that much because his face doesn't look like a fraternity boy no more. Like like these devils that hate you. Like I said, I just look at him. I don't like him. So the one from 1996, I still have a kind of trouble watching that one. I watched it, but I saw his face. And then the Mission Impossible 2. Okay, I enjoyed that movie. I enjoyed that movie to the fullest. 3, 4, 5, 6. All of them actually I enjoyed, except for the last one. But that was more than not really enjoy. I liked it, but it was talking about the entity, so I was really trying to follow what the hell they're doing. Like, oh shit, that's what they're doing, right? So, but the other ones, I followed them, yes, but it was more action packed. Like I was like, damn, it's an action packed movie, man. I never knew that. So, okay, Deranged Criminals. When Sid manages to escape into the real world, Barnes must capture or destroy him before the soulless entity can go on in a killing spree. Now, this was a movie from what, 1995? Believe you me, the 90s were a movie. It was extravaganza. I'm telling you, I don't even know if I used that word correct, but it was dope. This movie was great. This shows you that the Jacob descendants are gonna get that power once you get them new bodies and stuff like that. But yeah. And yeah, Simon says my hair is not yellow, so don't mind the yellow hair. I hate it, but yeah, whatever. So okay. If you watch then therefore the Mission Impossible thing, the entity. In Mission Impossible, you will see the entity being brought back again. So this is a process of keep on telling a lie until the lie becomes the truth. Because they did that, the same thing, the entity, they did the same thing in 1995. And even movies before, years before that, and other movies before this one. You know, so they've been on that tip like, what are you trying to do? What are you trying to do? You really think that an Edomite, yeah, he doesn't even allow control of the people on the planet Earth that he rules over? For example, if you go to school and you think you are in control of your destiny, no, you think you can choose classes and stuff like that. No, he puts classes in front of you unless you choose which classes do you want that I give you to choose. Oh, I think I want to major in this one. I think I want to major in that, and I want to do this one, and da. And you think you have free choice. You don't. He gave you. It's like going with a girl to a, like, you're finna go on a date. We don't do that around here, by the way. We Dutch. But anyway, if you want to go on a date, then you tell the girl, like, hey, check this out, man. Play it. Where we finna go? We finna go to a snack bar? We finna go to a like a McDonald's or something, KFC? I'm just giving an example. I'm not going to these places. Or we're going to go to a 5-star restaurant. She's going to jump up and pick the 5-star restaurant, but not all of them. I truly know that. Not all of them will pick the best because not all of these women are demons. But anyway, like a real demon, she will pick the 5-star restaurant trying to get some money out of you and think she had a choice. No, you don't. I gave you those 3 choices in order for you to take them. So you think you have something to say. You have nothing to say. I chose it for you. That's what Esau is doing to the rest of his people and to the rest of the world. He makes you think you're choosing. You're not choosing, man. He chooses for you, and then you choose out of the choosing that he put you to choose. He gave you to choose. So you're not doing anything. That's Esau. He's doing that. So they've been busy with this entity thing, and I saw that here again I say, here. You know, you need to go watch this movie. I forgot the name of the movie, actually. Sorry. What entity? It's wait. In order. It's this one. Here, this one. Yeah, Dead Reckoning. You check this out. You need to check that out. They're trying to scare you with the entity thing. I'm looking at it like, you think Esau would allow that thing to be a ruler over him? He can do things with it. That's what you will learn in this movie. He can do things with it. And also, you will learn that it's actually on a military level that they are interested in it. Same thing here. Reality check now. Back to the real world concerning the military thing. I'm gonna get to that. If you watch this movie, you will see that, oh, the military is interested in that type of technology. Also the CIA, because this guy is basically some kind of CIA type. He's Central Intelligence Agents type of guy. All these Bond figures are. And they're trying to get it too. But anyway, going on. So, firstly, so it says here, perhaps all this pales and compare. So if this already pales, all this pales, then you should figure out what the next thing is going to be. To the game's terms and conditions. Firstly, the app requires an excessive amount of permissions on a user's device, including the ability to read context. find accounts on your device and access your camera. Wow. The app even requires full access to a user's Google account. So everything you ever typed in, it's theirs. Which it can then use to read your emails, send emails from your account. This is all in their game's terms and conditions. Ain't no joke. This is some movie shit. Like I said, I've seen this in movies. I'm like, yo, they doing it. But I'm not surprised. It's just fun, so I say it, and it sounds surprising, but I'm not surprised. But I'm surprised, you know, because I see it, and I've been seeing it like a few decades ago. I seen it. Yeah. Anyway, it says it's seen to send emails from your account, browse your Google Drive documents and photos, etc. But apparently that's just a mistake and will be corrected soon, according to them, right? Secondly, the game's privacy policy contains such gems as we may, see the may, you gotta watch out for this. It may help like herbs and stuff like that, for example. On it doesn't say cure, benefits of and the benefits of ashwagandha. Okay. Let me go to a website. Nah, I don't want to go to the government. Let me here. I don't want to go there. Nah, let me see. Yeah, the government is too obvious. It's too obvious. They're gonna do it there. I want to hit that May. Oh, it's okay. Nah, they go straight to the side effects. Oh, it doesn't say May. Wait, let me see. It doesn't say May here, but most of the time they do it. I must search for maybe another. I don't know. You know, just type in a. Let me see, herb or something. Yeah, whatever. Or mint. Grape. No, I don't want you. May. You see? They love the word may. May. It may. It does have, and they tested it. I'm going to show you right here. They know what they're talking about, and they know what they're doing. Here. It's already said it right there. Here you go. A team of scientists in the US in 2008 and China have discovered that grapeseed extract kills laboratory leukemia cells by making them commit suicide. 2009 they published it again. 2008, and after that you hear nothing more of this. Just like the Jeffrey Epstein story, it's busted out one time and then poof, gone. Pizzagate busted out one time, poof, gone. Woo! Where is it? Ain't nobody talking about it. Let's talk about Diddy. Within 24 hours, 76% of the cells killed themselves. They're telling you this. Standard UK .uk and stuff like that. London Evening Standard. Okay, so they got that there. And okay, so going on. So watch out for their mays. We may disclose any information about you or your authorized child. Okay. That's in their private policy things, right? This is in your possession or control to government or law enforcement officials or private parties. That is in your possession or control to government or law enforcement officials or private parties. But wait, there's more. But wait, there's more. The maker of the app, here it comes, Niantic Labs. Never heard of them? That's because until last year they were an internal startup of none other than Google. That's why back in the days, when you type in something in Google, then it starts to predict what you want to maybe look up for. Let me see if I can still find it. Let me see. Why do people call? You see? That's what they've been doing. They've been doing these things for a long time now. Right? So going on. So it says here. And if you watch the back in the days, if you watch the videos on YouTube, right? YouTube videos.
Some sad news.
So back in the days, I used to click on this thing just to see what's going on, right? Because you have two brothers in the camp that I'm in are deaf. They can't really hear that good. They can. One can kind of hear, and other a little bit, but they can't really hear. They can hear sounds and stuff like that. But anyway, so one brother can actually hear a little bit better because he has also a hearing aid, and then you have another one which is not on camera. He can also not hear. But anyway, the point is that in the beginning, he used to ask me, "Hey, is that thing correct?" I said, "No, they're saying bullshit. They're saying totally different things than what the person is actually saying." I can't say that now anymore. Woohoo! I'm gonna tell you, man. They even translate things that I cannot even, like, you know, when a person has an accent, I can't understand what they're saying, you know. So I turn on this thing, and it actually says it. It says, "Oh," and then I listen again. Then I'm like, "Oh yeah, that's actually what he's saying," you know. It is actually when you know what they're saying and then you hear it, you be like, "Oh yeah, I can hear it." But if I don't have the thing on, I can't hear it. I can't understand. It's just mumbo jumbo to me. But this shows you how far this software has come. And you also have you have the transcript. Yeah, man, you got to check this out. Some sad news tonight. Another New York City police officer has taken his life. The second NYPD suicide in 2 days. The police
Tonight, another New York City police officer has taken his life.
What the fuck? Yeah, man. You don't have to write nothing. They'll do it. The software will do it for you. That's how intelligent that thing is becoming. But it's not really intelligent. It's just learning. I don't call it intelligence. I don't know. I'm not giving Esau the prize like that. I don't give him the props like that. I don't. Now, if you start putting human brains and stuff like that into the software, I want to see what you can do. Go ahead, do it. The Lord is going to exterminate you anyway, so I don't care. You're going to pay for everything that you do, so yeah, I don't care. Anyway, so going on. So it says here, the NSA linked to Big Brother company. Even now, Google remains, startup of Google, yeah. The NSA, okay. Remains one of Niantic's major backers. Niantic was founded by Jane Hanke, who also founded Keyhole Incorporation, the mapping company which was created with seed money from In-Q-Tel. In-Q-Tel, huh? What is that? The CIA venture capital arm. Do you know what that? Do you know this? This is what they're doing. Okay, going on. So it says here, and which was eventually rolled into Google Maps. So now when you're mapping things for them, playing a stupid, silly game. Let's go back to this one over here.
Fast enough, then you probably become extinct.
So basically, he's telling you, like, if you don't go with the program, you're gonna be killed. You're gonna be extinct. And it's also like he that basically doesn't like Revelation 13, where it says that if you don't take the mark, if you don't take the image and stuff like that, if you don't go according to his image and take the mark of the beast and stuff like that, if you don't do that, you're gonna be killed. That's what he's telling you right now. And concerning that technology, I have another one, right? But let him finish.
Once you know how to produce bodies and brains and minds, so cheap labor in Africa or South Asia or wherever, it simply counts for nothing. And again, I think that the biggest question maybe in economics and politics of the coming decades will be what to do with all these useless people.
the free labor in Africa and stuff like that. And what will we do with these useless people?
I don't think we have an economic model for that. My best guess, which is just a guess.
This is not a guess. Here's lying to you. He's shaking your head, which shows you like this is not a guess.
Is that food will not be a problem. With that kind of technology, you will be able to produce food to feed everybody.
GMO.
The problem is more boredom.
Boredom. You see? Boredom. So what is he thinking of doing with that boredom?
What to do with them, and how will they find some sense of meaning in life when
this guy is basically deciding in his mind what your meaning of life should be. Like what is your purpose? This is why Obadiah chapter 1 verse 18 was written. This is Amalek, by the way.
They are basically meaningless, worthless.
You're meaningless and worthless.
My best guess at present is a combination of drugs and computer games.
Drugs and computer games to keep you busy while they're planning plans to keep you not from existing. To keep you from existing. Yeah, not from existing, sorry. To keep you from existing. So not existing. But they want to keep you busy with games. And of course drugs. So now you know where the drugs come from. No, you already know, but they have bigger plans for you, I'll tell you that. So for the people of the planet Earth, yeah? So all the Jacob descendants that want to just live in this world and be like, I want to get the rap career and finna give me some money, bitches and hoes, and give me some drugs, finna drink that lean, shoot a nigga in the head. You keep on making stupid music like that, you know what I'm saying? He has his plans, and that's why the scripture says they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. They cannot go to sleep without causing someone to basically fall from this truth, like start being an atheist, or start believing in Satan, or just die, or you fall away from the truth, or you just die. That's what they're doing. And concerning this technology, you had other Edomites that was kind of questioning it, like you have so many, but I'll get to this one, which is this one here, or here, or here, or here. Let me see something. Okay, no, not this one. I'll get to that one later. Oh, this one.